Welcome back. The crypto scene has been abuzz this week as Bitcoin hit its highest level in over a year, trading above the 43,000 mark. Luno, South Africa's business development manager Tarris Arnold, joins us now to discuss the trends playing out in the crypto space. Thank you so much for your time, Tarris. Now, Bitcoin reaching a new high for this year, this week, and also a 19-month high. Just give us more detail on what the markets have been pinning their bullishness on this week.
Yes, Nadia. It's been a really exciting week. Over the weekend, as you mentioned, we did see Bitcoin break through the 40,000 barrier. Yesterday or Tuesday, it was really we saw investors testing that $45,000 mark. But right now we've settled at about $43,000, which is about 840,000 rand. So it is a real big milestone. It comes off the back of a lot of positive momentum and growth we've seen over the last few weeks. I think a large part of what is driving it is what we've discussed previously on the show. There's still a lot of positivity around the Bitcoin ETFs potentially being listed in the United States. We hopefully might see them next year, but there were updates to BlackRock and Bitwiser's applications, which does indicate that they are having ongoing, continuous conversations with the SEC. So that has built a lot of excitement. And I think that's also being reinforced with the impending halving that is coming next year, which also and usually leads to a lot of more mining activity, a lot more positive sentiment around crypto. So yes, all the positive news and all of the positive mentions in the news, we're already starting to see that come through in the price.
I actually want to zoom into some of those points. So looking at, of course, the pending approval of the Bitcoin ETFs in the US. But in Brazil, there are already Bitcoin ETFs. How has appetite been for that?
Yes, so while there's a lot of talk about the Bitcoin ETFs in the United States, they have already been listed in Brazil. Right now, those exchange traded funds are sitting about 96 million USD. It does have a kind of act as a really strong indicator of there being quite a bit of sentiment and having validated the concept there. So a lot of people have been looking at the success in Brazil that's been going for about 2 years to indicate that there should be a really positive impact in the United States if they were to approve these applications.
We also talk about the upcoming Bitcoin halving next year. And of course, that's meant to kind of cap supply at the 21 million tokens mark. But already 19.5 million tokens have been mined. Is it possible to actually put a cap on that 21 million tokens cap mark?
Yes, absolutely. It is hard built into Bitcoin from day one that there is the limited supply of Bitcoins. There's a hard cap at 21 and it can never be more than that. And that really was created with the intention of ensuring that there is scarcity so that scarcity can help drive that value. And also the halving being how many rewards Bitcoin miners start to receive. That gets cut every 4 years to help kind of combat inflation. So we are starting to see all of the sentiment around that. The scarcity of it is really helps drive up the value. And the last 3 halvings, we have seen that be a kind of leading indicator of record highs in Bitcoin.
All right. Well, let's cross over to Japan because a digital exchange there is preparing to trade real estate tokens. What does that entail and what's the value in it?
Thank you. Yeah, that's a really exciting piece. I think when we're looking at the big picture of cryptocurrencies and blockchains, a lot of the times you only hear really about Bitcoin or Ethereum, but there's a large growing movement to what people are calling the tokenization of real world assets. So using the blockchain technology and cryptocurrency to help tokenize real world assets. And we've seen that with Osaka Digital Exchange now looking to tokenize and have tokenized real estate. They've done since launching quite recently in December. There's been about 380 million rands worth of volume going through, and they're looking to use that volume and that tokenization to invest in 6 residential properties. So one of the really exciting examples of real world asset tokenization taking place.
We'll talk about those developments over there. Just give us a review on the progress that has been made in regulating crypto this year.
Yes, so it's been a very exciting year from a regulation aspect. Last year, there was quite a lot of stress and fragment throughout the market, largely driven by the lack of controls and good governance principles being carried out in a lot of crypto firms. In response to that, we've seen a growing demand for regulation and a growing exception of regulation in the crypto space. The EU approved its crypto regulations this year, so we're seeing that rolling out and impacting quite a few companies across the board. But we've also been seeing developments here in South Africa. Recently, the FSCA closed the applications on the 30th of November for currently operating crypto companies that are looking to receive their CAS license, their crypto asset service provider license, which will put them in line with other FSPs. So in about a week, they will be looking to review the first batch of those applications, and we do think it shows a really strong maturity of the market and the positivity of having crypto players and the regulators working together to ensure that customers are protected.
Well, thank you so much for your time and giving us insights and a review of the developments that have been happening in the crypto space this year. Tarris, really appreciate it. That was Luno, South Africa's Business Development Manager, Tarris Arnold.